Good evening, college coaches. This is Coach Anthony Williams, founder and CEO of Connected Athletics. We're a startup company based in Austin, Texas, where we're using technology and social media to help give these high school student athletes a voice to tell their story, a voice to share their journeys as being student athletes across the country. We're trying to have them connect better with other student athletes that they meet on the recruiting trail. More importantly, we're trying to have them connect with college coaches, especially with the NCAA dead period being extended into January. But most importantly, we want to make sure that student athletes are successfully transitioning from high school to college and then into a career once their eligibility is over, whenever that is. We have a prospect on the podcast with us today, somebody I met this past summer at FBU Top Gun, great kid from a great family, really sought student athlete, really good person, come from a good family. Justin Taylor, we call him JT. He's a class of 21 wide receiver from St. Anne Pacelli High School in Georgia. He's 6'2", 160 pounds, has a tremendous GPA, 3.45. You can see his Twitter name, coaches. JT, how you doing this afternoon?
I'm doing great. How about you, Coach?
Man, I'm great. I'm looking forward to telling your story. I was really impressed with you back out of Top Gun in July, and just how you handled yourself, not just as an athlete, because you didn't, I think you had one drop ball the entire 3 days of the camp, but just the way you carried yourself. And so I want to share that with these coaches as we go through the rest of this recruiting process. Let's jump right in. Let's talk a little bit about your academics. Tell us about the importance that you put on your academics.
I put a lot of standard on myself to really reach a goal and do my best in the classroom. I know I'm not the smartest, but I always ask for help from the teachers and stay after school and come early and to make sure my grades are in the right place in order to get to college.
Okay. You know, a lot of athletes talk about their grind and their work ethic when it comes to preparing for football. You know, they're working out, they're working on their speed, they're trying to get bigger, faster, stronger. Tell us about your work ethic when it comes to your academics.
My work ethic when it comes to academics, I'm always trying to see what's due the next day, what I have to do by the end of Friday when the week starts. And as soon as I come home, I get something to eat. And while I'm eating, I'm always checking what I have for homework and what the teachers have put in the grade book and new assignments and stuff like that.
Okay, I like it. Tell us, what are some of your favorite subjects that drive your GPA?
Definitely math and science.
Okay. And do you have an idea what you want to major in when you do get to college?
Business administration.
Okay. Any specific focus? Finance, sales, marketing? You have an idea yet, or you want to learn all of it?
All of it at first, and then I want to get into another level of trying to start my own business as well.
Okay, I like it. Being an entrepreneur, you have an idea to be an entrepreneur. I like that a lot. Tell us, is there a specific teacher or counselor or tutor at your high school that you'd like to shout out right now that's helped you keep your high GPA?
Um, Definitely my mother. She's definitely kept me on track all throughout these years. And this counselor, Miss Turner, who's always checking up on me and seeing how I'm doing with these colleges that I'm getting accepted to.
Awesome. JT, tell these coaches, we always want to know, as a former coach myself, you know, what kind of learning style you have. Tell us, are you more of a verbal, visual, or hands-on learning style?
I'm more of a hands-on and verbal student when it comes to learning because I like to get my hands on and stuff. I like to get my hands dirty and see what I can learn more.
Okay. Is that the same? Is your learning style change whether it's in the classroom or on the field, or is it the same in both environments?
Same in both.
Okay, good to know. You know, we talk about body language as in athletics. You know, we talk about body language when it comes to playing our sport. You know, the kid's got great body language. Oh, he's got poor body language. Tell me about your body language in the classroom. What are you exuding to other classmates and teammates when you're in the classroom?
When I'm in the classroom, every time I walk into each period, I have a new mindset, a positive attitude going into the classroom and try to get all my work done in class.
All right. Are you sit in front of the front? Are you sitting in the front of the class or in the back, or where do you like to sit in class?
Definitely in the front.
Okay, good. And that goes a long way. Hey, let's switch over to learning more about you personally. I got a chance to meet your mom's tremendous lady at Top Gun, but tell us about your family, about the background of your family. What does your mom do? Are you an only sibling? Are you the oldest, the youngest? Tell us about the Taylor family.
My mom, she does taxes and has her own business. She's a consultant company. And my dad, he lives down in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, and he's a chef for multiple restaurants down there. And I'm the only child living in the household, but I have a half brother and a half sister that lives in Fort Myers, Florida.
Okay, good stuff. And then, we're looking at your size, JT. You already have good height, 6'2", 160. A lot of coaches will wonder, do you have another growth spurt in you? How tall do you think you'll be by the time you step on a college campus next season?
I think I'll be about 6'3", 6'4", got another inch or two, because I still haven't hit my growth spurt yet, according to my doctors.
Okay. And then weight, what weight do you see yourself at as you continue to grow?
180, 185.
Okay, well, that would be a really good size. Tell us about your when you're not training for football and you're not putting in work for your academics. What are your hobbies? What do you do in your spare time?
Honestly, I like to watch a lot of sports like basketball and football. And with my teammates, when we have like bye weeks and off days, we go to see all the other schools play on Thursdays and Fridays.
Okay, spending time with the team, checking out, doing some evaluation of competition. I like that. Social media is where recruiting is taking place now. Describe your social media presence and what these college coaches will see when they go to your social media pages. What kind of messaging and image are you putting out there? How would you describe it?
My social media is a very positive place where I like to motivate myself and have lots of wise words to impact others and show what I've been doing lately.
Awesome. So you keep it more business-like. It really is more. There's players I've seen, JT, that use their social media for fun, and there are those that use the social media almost like an online resume. It sounds like you're more the resume type, like it's business. I like to have fun, but it's about business, right?
Yes, sir.
Very good. I like it. Hey, some fun facts about you. Tell us, what is your favorite football movie?
My favorite football movie is definitely Remember the Titans, for sure.
Okay, great choice. Mine too. What is your favorite food?
My favorite food uh, is definitely steak and lobster.
A great choice. I'm on that too. And then tell us, who's your favorite music artist? Who do you listen to?
Right now, it's Lil Baby.
Okay. All right. That says a lot about you. I call this my dream scenario question. Let's say you have a great 4 years in college and you find yourself in New York City at the NFL draft. Who is sitting with you at your table waiting for the commissioner to call your name?
Definitely my mother, both of my grandmas on each side, my dad, and my local trainer, Antoine.
Okay. JT, we talk a lot about the locker room being a team, being like a family. Tell us about the importance of your family and how it's played such a major part in your success as a student athlete.
They have definitely been there for me 100%, and can't wait to make them proud for the next couple of years. And we always stick together and never fall apart.
Okay. Giving back to the community is something you'll do a lot. Probably already do it in high school, but you'll definitely do it in college. Tell these coaches, what are you doing now to give back to your community? Are you involved in your church? Are you involved in any nonprofits? What are you doing to give back?
At school, I'm always on the sidelines when I'm not playing or when the younger kids are getting reps. I'm always coaching them up, trying to get their skill level up to where it needs to be by the time they get playing time, and also helping the needy every once in a while
Good
towards the
stuff.
holiday.
And do you enjoy giving back?
Yes, sir, 100%.
Okay, good. I love hearing that. Tell me, JT, and I've gotten to know you a little bit, obviously this summer, and I think I know the answer. But tell these coaches, what do you want your life to look like when football is over, whenever that is, personally and professionally?
Definitely a good amount of cash that I can sit back on and able to get a job in case my business does not work out in order to provide for my family.
Okay. Um, we always talk about being a good teammate. How would you communicate? How would your teammates describe you as a teammate?
Some sees me as a leader, some sees me as somebody who jokes around. But when business has to be done, I'm always the first one paying attention, never running my mouth when the coach is talking, and always trying to communicate to fix all the details and the bumps in the road.
Okay. You mentioned communication, and that's a big part of being a successful student athlete at the high school and college level. Tell these coaches, how do you best communicate with teammates and coaches? Are you a pick up the phone and call me guy? Are you a text me guy? Or do you like to use social media for communication? Which one are you?
Definitely social media and calling.
Okay. Old school, still like to just kind of have a conversation with somebody over the phone. I like that. That skill will never go away. Hey, let's switch over to recruiting a little bit. Tell us about your strengths going into obviously in your senior year. What do you consider your strengths, and what are some of the things you're working on as a receiver?
My route running and my hands are definitely my strengths, and the stuff I'm working on is maintaining my strength and also getting a little bit bigger, a little bit faster as well.
Okay, good stuff. And then JT, how would you what kind of teammate are you? Let's not just during the season, but in the off season. How would you describe yourself as a teammate when it comes to the two different seasons that make up football, in season and off season? How would you describe yourself?
A hardworking player that's always trying to get better and learn new things.
Okay. One of the things we always talk about as college coaches is playing on special teams. Is that something? Do you play a role in special teams at your school, and do you like it?
Last year I played on almost every special team, but this year I'm not on as many.
Okay. And are you mostly on the return game? Or are you a gunner on the punt team? Tell us a little bit about the role you play or used to play.
Um, a little bit of both, but mostly on the return team and hands team.
Okay. Good to know. Coaches love players that don't mind those first couple of years in college playing on special teams to contribute. That's good to know. Tell us, are you a weight room guy? Do you spend a lot of time in the weight room? Do you enjoy being in the weight room? Because that's a big part of being successful in college.
Yes, sir. I definitely enjoy it.
Okay. Tell us, you're an athlete, obviously with good size and speed. How do you balance gaining strength without losing speed? I know you mentioned your trainer earlier. How do you guys attack that?
We attack it in the morning time when the sun isn't out as much and burning on us. So we go at 8 a.m. and get some routes in for about an hour, hour and a half, and then go in the gym for about an hour, work on my speed and gaining more weight. And then once I get home, I eat the right proteins and stuff like that to get bigger, stronger, and faster.
Okay. Well, I know you mentioned earlier you have good size, good weight. What other sports have you played in high school? Are you a basketball guy, baseball, track? What other sports do you play?
I played basketball as well in high school, but when I was younger in elementary and middle school, I played baseball all the time.
Okay. Tell us, it's a simple question, but coaches like to ask, would you consider yourself a dependable player to your teammates and to your coaches?
Yes, sir, 100%.
So you're always on time for meetings, always going to be, if you tell the coach I'm going to be here at this time, you'll be there, whether it's early or late or whatever.
Yes, sir.
Absolutely. Okay, good. Not surprised to hear that. JT, I like to put two players in two different buckets. There are types of players who love to play the game on Friday night or whatever their high school game is. And then the other bucket of players who love to practice and then showcase how much work they put in during the week in the game. Which one are you?
I definitely give everything I got in practice and on Fridays. Every day I get, I make the most of my opportunity to put a helmet on, put my gloves on, and give it my all, like what God gave me.
Yeah. Hey, I know we're dealing with this pandemic right now. Tell us, because we almost didn't have football, and we're looking at it, week to week. Tell us how this pandemic has changed your mentality when it comes to the game of football, as far as almost not being able to play the sport that you love.
It's definitely made me realize how much was given to me and how much that I didn't appreciate and what I took for granted.
Okay. You mentioned earlier you and your friends like to go watch, football when you're not playing and stuff. Are you a film study guy? Do you like to spend a lot of time watching film your opponents each week?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and tell us as a receiver, give us more detail. What are things you're looking for when you watch film of an upcoming opponent? What are things you're looking for to take advantage of?
The height size of the DB and how big they are, even though they obviously matter to me, but I'm learning how what can help me take their weaknesses and turn them to my advantage in order to get the ball and go downfield.
Okay. You posted earlier today, I saw, over $300,000 in scholarships and accepted to 7 schools, which is tremendous. Tell us, about recruiting. Who are you hearing from? Who do you want to hear from? And when will you make your final decision on where you'll play college football at?
I've been hearing from almost every school so far, and out of the 7 schools that I got accepted to, I got 5 scholarships from them academically.
Great. And then I'm sure, who will be involved in helping you make that decision of where you'll end up enrolling for school next year?
My mom probably has the biggest impact for sure.
Okay, good stuff. All right. Hey, is there a certain player, a certain receiver at the college or pro level that you pattern your game off of, and who is that?
Probably Hollywood Brown, who plays for the Ravens, number
Mm-hmm.
15.
Yeah.
He's not the biggest guy. He's sort of small like me and kind of shorter, but he's not afraid to catch the ball or take a hit after the catch.
Yeah, very productive player in that offense for sure. That's actually a very good comparison. JT, tell us about a time in your life, either personally or dealing with athletics, that you had to overcome some type of adversity.
Probably getting to high school. I was always the kid who could just compete at any sport in elementary and middle school, and then my size, I wasn't very big or very fast compared to the juniors and seniors. So it was always studying the game and trying to see I can get at, what can I get good at that nobody else is doing.
Okay. Obviously, JT, you're in your senior year now. I always ask seniors this question. What one piece of advice would you give yourself that you know now back when you were a freshman, now that you've gone through 4 years of high school? What's the one piece of advice you'd give yourself back in that day?
Work extremely hard, work more than anybody else is working at
Okay.
everything.
Yeah. Work ethic for sure. Something you don't quite understand when you're a freshman. That's a very good piece of advice. Tell us about leadership. Tell me, JT, how do you define leadership, and how are you planning on leading this coming season?
My leadership is something I take very seriously. We have definitely a young team. We have a junior quarterback and some sophomore and freshman linebackers and linemen. So they're always goofing around in practice. So I'm always trying to get on them and make sure they know what they're doing and paying attention.
Okay. Tell us, coaches love coaching competitive players, players that have a high competitive spirit. Describe to these coaches who will watch this video and this interview about how competitive you are as a student athlete.
I'm very competitive as a student athlete. I'm always talking about how fast I did my homework, or if I made a higher grade than them on the test. And then on the field, when we do one-on-ones in practice with DBs, I'm like trying to get out there as fast as possible to think I'm going for a fade and then cut back and do a comeback. And if they get the better of me, they get the better of me, dap them up and go to the next rep and beat them next time.
Okay. Hey, I appreciate all the time you're giving us. Let's finish up here. We talked about in business, as you are going to be a future entrepreneur. There's a term in business we use called the elevator pitch. In 15 to 30 seconds, tell these college coaches why they should continue to recruit you and what you're going to bring to their program.
Y'all should recruit me because I'm a very hardworking kid, and I'll give it everything you got. Put me at any position, I'll give 110%, not only in the field, but in the weight room and in the classroom.
That's great. That's a great value prop. I like that a lot, JT. Well, hey, man, I am looking forward to seeing some film of you your senior year. Really blessed that I got to get to know you and watch you develop at Top Gun. Tell your mom I said hello. Tell the family I said hi. And if you need anything, don't hesitate to reach out to me, okay?
Yes, sir.
All right, man. Have a great week. Be blessed.
You too.
All right. Bye-bye.